What's up, Gus? It's Coach Matt. Owe you a couple drills for your son to make things a little bit more fun and engaging other than just playing pitch and catch or hit off the tee. So he is actually still having fun, but developing skills that are actually going to accelerate results for him and keeping it fun, so he wants to do it more. So a lot of what I train in our youth hitters, actually all the way up to high schools and the college kids, is a lot of hand-eye drills. Everything with fielding a ball, catching a ball in the air, hitting a ball, obviously when they start to see balls come at them, or even off the tee. You got to have some optic sense to you as far as training and developing and exercising your eyes and knowing where your body's going to play into effect as far as what you're telling it yourself a ball is, where you're catching it, throwing it, fielding it, or hitting off the tee. So first drill we use is perfect stances in an athletic position. Everything that we do in any kind of sport, you're in an athletic position. If you're in volleyball, if you're playing soccer, if you're playing football, if you're playing basketball and defending, if you're in the field playing defense, you're in the perfect stance, right, to be able to be nimble and move. So first thing we do is we start with 2 tennis balls, and this drill lasts maybe all of like 15 to 20 to 30 seconds. But you start with 2 tennis balls in your hands, and you're going to be in front of him. My son JT's here, about 5 feet away on a bucket or on a chair, and you're going to alternate hands, but you're not going to tell him where the ball's coming. So if you're straight on, he has to make sense of if the ball's coming to his left hand, he's going to actually drop the ball. Go ahead and throw it, Jackson. Drop the ball and catch it. So he has to make the decision what hand it's going to be coming to, and based on that, he's going to drop the ball. So Jackson will actually throw me a couple. He's not going to tell me where the balls are going, and I'm going to drop that ball to the hand that's coming. I'm not going to stand straight up. I'm going to be on the perfect stance mat, and then he's going to throw, and I'm going to alternate. So I just messed up. I dropped both of them, right? Doesn't make sense. But very, very simple drill. You have to make a decision which hand it's going to be. You're going to drop that ball and then catch it. So easy drill. It's fun. 15, 20 seconds. It's an eye-hand drill, and it makes them self-aware of actually picking up the ball at release point, dropping that ball, and then catching it properly. So I got a couple more coming for you. All right, guys, number 2, same thing, tennis ball drill, perfect stance mat. Don't want to have them just stand on it for this drill, but it's a fielding drill. Same thing if you were to roll balls to them. But this one's good because, again, there's a visual cue. You're going to be sitting on a bucket. You are going to be rolling balls straight at him. You can progress of telling him, hey, I'm going to go to the right, and he actually can move himself. I'm going to go to the left, and he can move himself. But right now, everything's going to be pretty much straight on, just to get his body in a rhythm to be conditioned to actually get his feet, for his size at 5, this is perfect, that are shoulder width apart to be able to drop his butt properly and put his glove out. If they're too narrow, they bend at the hip, and the glove goes all the way to them, and then they're bending straight down, the glove's not out front. If they're too wide, then obviously they're too wide, and their balance is going to be all off, and they're not going to be able to actually bend down with their butt down to the ground and get their glove out. So very, very simple drill. You're not going to roll the ball until he steps his feet on the imprints on the perfect stride mat, but very simple drill. Jackson's going to roll it to me. He's not going to roll them to me like you would until I actually step on the perfect stride mat. And then you can just have him flip them back. So another fun drill, 15, 20 seconds. You can do it, whatever, 2, 3, 4 times a week. But it's fun, it's engaging, and I have a number 3. I have about 15 of them, but I'll give you about 3 right now to start. All right, guys, number 3 for your 5-year-old. So same thing, perfect stride. We're going to be in an athletic position. This is another throwing drill. I'll throw a hitting one in there after. I'll throw in a 4th. But this one, again, soft hands. You're not going to physically toss the tennis ball to them until they're on the perfect stride mat and they're in an athletic position to catch the ball. So you're going to have a bow net actually to the left of your son. It would be towards your right if you're sitting on the bucket. And they're actually going to catch the ball, and I'll tee up Jackson when to throw it to me. Don't throw it right now, JT. But they're going to get to the perfect stride, which is the same if they were batting, but they're in an athletic position to field the ball. But they're going to get a perfect stride, no throw checks. They're going to catch the ball, and then when they catch the ball, they're going to throw it into the net. So it gets them in the rhythm of not just fielding a ground ball. And you can do the same thing when they're fielding the ball instead of flipping it back. They can field the ball and then throw it into the net, or you can have a net over here. Over here, they can throw it into two. But this one is very simple. If they were receiving a ball at a base, right, and then having to transfer that for another play in the field. And as they get older, we start them at 5, 6 years old. The play is not going to stop when that out gets made, especially if there's less than 2 outs and there's other runners on, the ball's still in play. So we got to teach them young. Perfect stride, athletic position, or perfect stance, athletic position, and throw into the net. Go ahead, Jackson. So another fun one, put music on. I'll do one more on the hitting side, and those will just be a couple to keep it a little bit different than just hitting off a tee and playing pitch and catch. All right, Gus, number 4, which is a hitting drill, but same concept of release point, being able to track your eyes and optics and neuroscience, and we could go down the rabbit hole, but tracking your eyes when he's doing tee work to make it a little bit more fun, plus add an actual element to another exercise when it comes to eyes and hand-eye coordination and rhythm, is don't put the ball on the tee for him. You can use tennis balls since they're a little bit smaller and softer. I'm just going to use baseballs. His hands are going to be a little small. There's also, fun fact, Dick's Sporting Goods plug primed mini balls. They're like mini training balls that you can toss to them, and he can use these too with a lot of hand-eye drills. It'd be tough to put these on the tee, but you can use these as well. But this drill is going to make him focus on catching the ball with his gloved hand. So if he's a righty, and I know it's mirrored on this, but if he's a righty batter, his gloved hand is going to be his left hand. He'll actually learn to catch the ball, even at 5 years old, with one hand and not stab at it, not try to move his hand like this, because a lot of kids want to catch their glove like this. They're not comfortable turning and rotating their actual wrist. My elbow doesn't turn, but my wrist actually turns. I'm catching a ball up here. They always try to catch the ball like this when they're younger. So this will train them to be more comfortable to catch the ball up. And then they're going to put it on the tee. So they're going to use you're going to use a perfect stride mat. So you'll have them walk up. JT will do it. I'm not going to be right on it because obviously I'm 5'8". I'm a little bit taller than a 3, 4, and 5-year-old. But as they walk up to the mat, they're going to get their feet on the mat. They're going to put their hand up to present. They're going to catch it and watch it, and then put it on the tee. And then they're going to go back to their stance, take a deep breath, and then they're going to obviously swing. And then they're going to put their back down to the side, and then they're going to step and put their feet in stance and present themselves. And then they'll hand-eye catch it, put it on the tee. They'll put their feet back on the stride mat, and obviously swing through. And then you can do, like, I always do rounds of 5, because 5 is a good number, then take a break. And they do the same thing over and over again. So fun drill. That's about 4 or 15 that I have. If you need any more, let me know. But thanks for reaching out. Any way that we can help to make training a little bit more fun, right? Kids love to play the games. They love to be around their teammates. They love to run the bases. But development is key, and they just, unfortunately, because of volunteers and field time, don't get enough training that they actually need to go out and play this game, which is very, very challenging, and be successful. And when they're successful and they see results of their training on the field, they're a little bit more excited and they want to play the sport a little bit more. So hit me up if you have any questions, let me know, but thanks for reaching out.